So Newcastle's Alexander Isak, he is not training or playing with the team. He's reportedly intent on leaving. For Atalanta's Ademola Lookman, he submitted a transfer request and did not play in their season opener. And PSG's Gianluigi Donnarumma has reportedly agreed on personal terms with Manchester City, but PSG hasn't agreed on a fee.
There's a lot of stress that goes into this. You're breaking relationships with your former club, with teammates, you're delaying your ability to be with your new team for a preseason, for the first few games, the training sessions where you're actually really integrated. It's a lot of stress during this time that you don't want to have at the beginning of the season. And to be in limbo till the last few days. And also some of these players like an Isak, this is your prime. This is when you want to be going to a big club like a Liverpool. You don't want to feel like you were missing a big opportunity. So it's incredibly difficult. I feel for these guys, but also can we get rid of a gentleman's handshake on deals? I don't.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. It's a business. They're going to look at it as a business at the end of the day. And even Lookman saying, and Isak saying, oh yeah, we had this agreement at the when I signed the contract, whatever. They don't care. They do not care. So it's frustrating on that end. I know that they probably wish they could go back and change that, but it's a tough position to be in.
Yeah, listen, I agree with you. This is the closest you can get to a hostage situation in football negotiations. These guys want out, the clubs don't want to let them go, and they only will let them go for the right price. Obviously, every one of these three situations is a little bit different, but it's getting so tense that it's becoming the driving storyline of this transfer window. First and foremost, Alexander Isak, and then like out of left field, this Gianluigi Donnarumma stuff. Ademola Lookman, we kind of anticipated it a little bit because of his fallout with Gianpiero Gasperini and the possibility of him leaving the club. But the Donnarumma stuff, I think, caught us all off guard out of nowhere once Lucas Chevalier was a better goalkeeper in Luis Enrique's eyes.
All right, so let's start off with Alexander Isak. Where is he going to end up at the end of the transfer window? Will it be option 1, Newcastle, option 2, Liverpool, or option 3, which could be training with the reserves and then leaving in January? Aaron, what option are you choosing here?
This one, I've been racking my brain literally since we thought about this to see what I think will actually happen. What I want to happen is for him to get the move that he wants. I'm an Arsenal supporter, so I don't want to see him at Liverpool, but he's been wanting to go since the beginning of the transfer window. He said that they had a gentleman's agreement to let him go. Obviously, we know those don't matter, but he's done so well for this Newcastle side. He's ready, I think, for the leap to a massive side. We're not saying Newcastle is not a big club. They have a lot of history. They've won trophies. But Liverpool is a different prospect altogether. And when you're in the prime, like you mentioned, when you're ready for that type of leap, it really, really hurts to see it taken from you and to be held away. So I would like to see him go to Liverpool for his sake without having any more of this long, drawn-out saga. Just Liverpool pay the world record fee so that Newcastle can go and find the replacements. Just do it. Just go ahead and get it done. That's my belief.
No, I agree. I think going to Liverpool, that relationship now that he has with Newcastle, the gentleman's agreement, dumb on his part, dumb on their part if that was the deal, the handshake, whatever it was. But I think mentally, you're already so soured with the club, with this wanting to leave, looking at him being in his prime. You want to go play for a team like Liverpool. Just let him go, because what that could mean for the locker room, for the rest of the team, for the relationship with the fans even, I don't think you want that energy at a club that you're playing with. That's always going to be in the back of your mind. And yeah, I just think let him go, let him get out, let him go develop with Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree with what we all want. I think the general consensus is that we want a move for Isak.
To Liverpool.
Sure, wherever it is, it felt like Liverpool was the right fit. Yeah. I think Liverpool's still going to have some balance issues with the front portion of the team, midfield forward, if Isak does go. But that's one thing.
We can figure that out once he gets there. Right?
Yeah. That's a conversation to have if or when Isak goes to Liverpool. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Newcastle's hell-bent on keeping him. And I don't think he can afford to not play with the reserves and train by the side and make the team and then make his move in January or in the summer on a World Cup year. I think he's going to eventually flip the script a little bit and he's going to play again for Newcastle. If I had to choose something, I think it does not behoove him to just be sitting on the sideline pulling an Osimhen, right?
Wow.
What he did with Napoli, and look what that ended up happening for Osimhen. He's playing in Turkey, a guy that should be playing in a top European team. Not that Galatasaray is in a top European team, shout out Galatasaray, but you guys know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about a behemoth in Europe. So I think he'll stay at Newcastle. And I think
For the remainder of his contract?
no, or at
just
least
till the next transfer window?
this season. Yeah. Maybe the next transfer window. I'm choosing option A because I think he's going to play at Newcastle.
The Mbappe option where he sits in the stands and watches everything for a couple of weeks, and then they're like, all right, man, we sat out this long enough. We need you. We need you, bro.
Are we done?
Yeah, are we done with this? Are we finished?
Does that then include a public apology from him, you think, if he does stay with Newcastle?
I don't know. I don't have to choose the adventure and the apologies.
Come on, I want you to continue choosing the adventure.
does he have to
Keep turning the pages, bro. Keep turning the pages.
Dude, I don't necessarily think Isak did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Egregiously wrong. He did what he needed to
didn't,
do
but
in
the fans think he did
negotiation.
something wrong.
Yes.
They're
why I
holding
said
up banners calling him
souring
a
of the
rat.
fans,
Yes.
The souring of the
Do you
fans.
think he
that
should apologize to the
relationship is
fans,
difficult.
though? We know
I think if he's going to play again for Newcastle,
He has to. He
he
has
has
to.
to.
there has to be a certain confrontation with the fans in order to mend that relationship, because he willingly has burned bridges, right? Again, like we said yesterday, I don't think necessarily Newcastle has burned their bridge with him.
Because
They
they've
haven't
always
broken-
wanted him?
Well,
Or
they said in their Newcastle put out theirs, and their statement. They said that nothing had been agreed on. They didn't know.
Right,
correct?
but that doesn't
They
mean
haven't
we don't want this player. They clearly want him.
They haven't
I
broken
guarantee
any
you-
contract
right.
terms. They
Yeah,
haven't.
that is true.
I guarantee you, if Isak at halftime after Anthony Gordon got a red card said, "Hey, coach, I'm available," Eddie Howe puts him in. Are you kidding me? It's
Eddie Howe's
Alexander Isak.
basically pleading. He's like, please, I'll take you back. I don't care. I'll take you back.
How about Ademola Lookman? So where do we think that he's going to end up at the end of the transfer window? Will it be option 1, Atalanta, stay there? Will it be option 2, Juventus? Or option 3, a wild card to move somewhere else? And if you choose option 3, I want to know where you'd put him. So Aaron, kick it off for us here. What option?
I'm gonna go with the wild card. I'm gonna throw one in there, and I'm gonna say Chelsea.
Agree.
All right, I love that. I think this
He's got
Chelsea
another
side
age
need
frame for
another
Chelsea?
He's a little too old for Chelsea. He's 27, which is ancient in Chelsea terms, but he is in his prime. He's an English player. He fits the bill for what this Chelsea team needs: a versatile attacker who can play striker, can play on the left wing, maybe could play on the right if he really needed him to. But it feels like they seem like a match that could really, really work together, and he needs out of Atalanta. They need an attacker. I mean, come on, what are we doing here?
I like the shout for Juventus. I think staying in Serie A, the move, Juventus needs a little bit more depth there. I think we've seen Yildiz take off with this team and Jonathan David. Why not add another very versatile player, like Aaron said, into this squad? And I think he would do really well there. I think he would thrive. So I like the option 2.
I like that option too.
Yeah, Chelsea just feels like a right fit, especially for what they're looking for. Juve is also not a bad shout. What I agree is, what are the options? Where was Atalanta on the option board? Option
No,
A?
you went
Option
It's
1.
for sure not
Off the
option
board.
1.
That one's off the board for me
that off.
completely. Yeah.
Take that off.
Maybe you could argue with Gasperini gone. Sure, but I mean, it's
Feels like that bridge is just completely burnt, demolished, stomped on. Like the stones are in the river. It's gone.
yeah. I don't think Atalanta right now, post Gasperini, has a long-term vision or a long-term plan. It's kind of just like figuring it out. You know, like a quick fix post Gasperini. It kind of does feel like a lot of Serie A is like that. Also, once you lose a manager, perhaps that's synonymous with your club, or you just lose a manager. It's kind of like a quick fix. All right, who's the guy available to come? And then there's every summer
Put your hand
now,
in the grab bag of managers.
a rotating cast of managers to see who's the fix for the moment. It might be a fix for a while. It might be a fix for a very short while.
Why do you like Chelsea over Juve?
I maybe it's a change of air. I think it's kind of like splitting hairs here, because I do think he can thrive somewhere like Juve, especially if it stays within Serie A.
Donnarumma, where do we think he's going to end up at the end of the transfer window? Will it be option one, stay with PSG, which I don't know how much he's burnt the bridge there, or we have some other options, Manchester City, Man United, or the final option is wild card to another team. And if you pick that one, I want to know what team you got. So, Aaron, what option are you taking?
My wild card is he stays at PSG. I don't think there is another team for him that fits both his profile, the level of player he is, that also needs a goalkeeper. Manchester United, I don't think he's the guy. I think they're going to go with the Belgian. I think it's Lemmers. Manchester City, he doesn't fit in my view at all. Is he going to go be a backup to James Trafford in a system that he doesn't fit? It doesn't make sense to me. I think that if it comes down to it, he's going to end up staying at PSG. He might be the backup to Chevalier. I don't know where else he goes. He's making a lot of money in France. Luis Enrique didn't really throw him under the bus. He just said, we're going to go in a different direction. I don't think that relationship is broken, but right now it doesn't seem like he has a better option to go where it makes sense.
I'd like Man United. I think he fits if they're looking for a really good shot stopper that's consistent in the back. Yes, he's not the best with his feet playing up. I think he can be that guy. I definitely do. And I think the way that Amarin plays, if he wants to play in this expansive three-back, why not go for Donnarumma? But I don't see him staying at PSG. Why would you stay at a team that's clearly moving in another direction? And I agree, he does not fit with City's style.
Yeah, I wonder
or
if he's going to force the domino to fall, because if he goes to City, then Galatasaray gets Ederson. They've been going after a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
What about Donnarumma?
Maybe he should just go to Galatasaray. Skip it. Yeah, I don't know.
But Ederson has said he wants to stay.
Yeah,
he wants to stay and compete.
Galatasaray with the money. I don't know if they have enough money after the whole Osimhen purchase.